Today I will first show you about toString method, that how you will go and write the code for toString. It's very simple. It's just you just remember this and this. On the basis of that, you can go and write it. Suppose that this is the movie class and we have a comparable interface already implemented. So you know like these things, and we have a compare to method already over here, and one like constructor is there and other are getters are there. So getters also you know how to implement. It's all like ready-made code. We don't need to write any code for. So let me organize it. First, we have a constructor, parameterized constructor, initialize the value of this. And we have a compare to method. So based on any variable, you can set on which variable you want to do the sorting. So consider that we have three variables. One is rating, one is name, and one is year. So name, rating, and year, in which order we have to pass. So this will do. And when you are doing parameterized constructor, so what you can do, you can just design one no parameterized constructor as well, because sometimes in some of the cases it will show the compilation error that you have not defined like that. So just dummy I have defined. I will not use it. Just a blank or no default constructor we call it. So compare to method we have, and based on compare to we are going to do. And we have getters method. So getters method, if you have forgot, I will just recollect that how you are going to use. So consider that we have three variables and I want to design getter methods. So anywhere on the blank area, you can just right click and go to courses and then go to generate getters and setters. So you can just use getters here, select getters. So it will generate getters for that and just click on OK. You can see here, very simple to define getters methods. So no complex code, it's just the variable, whatever the latest value it is holding, it will show you those variables. Generated getters methods. Setters are for changing the value or updating the value, and getters are to just to read the value. And what I'm going to define, I'm going to define toString method. So just right click here and go to source and just look for whether it is generate toString. So once you write toString, so what fields you want to have it. So you can see here all three fields I want to design. So just click on OK and it will just write the code like this. Okay, so this is the name of class and but you can modify like as per you. So this is the ratings value. This is the name value. Just comment it is just comment. So no worries. It's up to you how you want to write it. So see, so how easy it is. So why I'm generating getters here? Because sometimes like you want to print direct, okay, direct printing. So that time, if you will try to direct print, then you have to go through navigation and then print field by field. But since we have a toString method, so what it will do in the case of object, it is really very helpful if you override the toString method. So once you override the toString method, at the time of printing, it is really very helpful. So in the implementation, suppose that I have defined three variables over here. You can see here. So sorry, how many variables? 1, 2, 3, 4. For all movies type variable we have defined. And the same order I have passed the value. You see the constructor, that how I have designed the constructor, same same way I have passed the value. So first I will pass the name, then I will pass the rating and in which year that movie was published. So in this way I have designed it. And earlier in the previous examples, I was first creating the variables and then I was passing it. Here directly in add, I'm creating an anonymous object. Just try to recollect that earlier how I was doing. You can see a book and there is a book implementation. Hash set. You can see here how I was designing earlier. First, I have created the book class and in the implementation, what I did, I designed like this. First, I created the book objects and then I added. So it was a two-step process. But what I did in this, the current example, what I did, I eliminated this one. I just minimized my line of code. So how I minimize my line of codes? Here directly I am putting new anonymous. New, it means like you are just creating anonymous object because you don't want to store those values for future use. Okay. And then I'm passing a collection dot sort. So you know like on which basis it will do the sorting. So you have implemented the compare to on the basis of name. Okay. So you see here I have implemented on the basis of name. So same way it will just do the sorting on the basis of name. Whatever the values in which order you have given, that doesn't matter. And once the sorting is applied, then sorting will be done. And after sorting, if I want to, what to call, print it. So there are ways. If I directly print, I can directly print as well because I have already overridden toString method. So this is one way, and second way is since I have overridden toString method, so I don't need to write again this logic kind of things. So let me show you without uses of toString and then I can show you the uses. So this is just printing get name, then get rating and get year like this. And on which order the sorting is done, you also see that. Basis of name E, F, R, S. You can see here. The four variables were there, both all were sorted on the basis of name. Just I minimize the process. But if I want to use it, this toString method, so I will just comment this part. And I will implement like this. S out. And this is the variable, but this is the object. Okay. So I just print the object. So this will print in this format. You can see here. Right click, run as Java application. You can see. So in which format it is printing. So curly big bracket is coming. Big bracket closing is coming. The arrow symbol is coming. Everything is coming as expected. And sorting is done on the basis of the name. So again, I will show you one more thing. Like suppose they are sorting you want on the basis of year. So what you have to do here, just comment this line. Use this instead of year, instead of name, you just do like this. But it is not compared to, as you remember, you have to do subtraction. Right click, run as Java application. And but since it is what you call it, the float value or double value, suppose that you have a double value. So in this case, we have to write the separate logic. like this. If this dot ratings is greater than, sorry, equal to, is equal to m dot rating, then return what? 0. If it is equal, just return 0. Else is here, right? Else if this dot rating is greater than m dot rating, then return positive value. So I'm returning 1. And third is, means if nothing is matching, then what? Return -1. So negative value. So this is the logic you have to write in all the cases. So you have to think which one you have to use when. It's not bit complex, it is simple. Only 3 conditions you have to remember. In the case of equal, you have to return 0. If this one is greater, then return positive. If otherwise, return negative. So this is going to work because I have commented other parts. The name part and year part I have commented, and I will just run it. So the drawback was that the only drawback what you have found that it is only applicable for one field. As if your class is having 10 fields, sometimes you want to do sorting on some other fields, sometimes you want to do sorting on other fields. So it is not allowing you. At a time, it is just allowing you to do one. So this was the drawback in the custom sorting. So that's why there was a need of comparator interface. Okay. So that eliminated that problem. If we want to do some kind of like sorting on some other fields, some kind of sorting on some other fields. So that flexibility was given in the comparator. As you can tell now that what was the need that comparator interface came into the picture. Even when there was already comparable interface, then why there was a need of comparator interface? So this is something very interesting question because in the time of interview, people will ask you that already there was comparable interface. Then why there was a need of comparator interface? So this is something very, very important. There are some differences how to use it. And there will be like uses of anonymous class in Java. And in Java 8, they have added a very means like shorten the code that you will very easily remember that. Means you will go with that part, then it will be very, very easy for you. Okay. So I will show you all the ways that what made the comparator interface came into the picture when there was already comparable interface. But before that, I will show you more examples. If anything is missed, then I can just highlight up. So this is a developer class. You can see here. I don't have any comparable kind of thing here. No compare to method is overridden. And sometime like if I want to implement their comparable advanced comparator, it is, I don't want comparator. This should be already down. It should not be here. Comparator one. Employee already we have seen or not. Employee implementation. This is the example of comparator. Forget about that part. Movie demo we have seen simple. This is also example of comparator. So this the basic examples we have already seen about comparable interface. So that the drawback we have already seen. Now we will jump to the comparator interface. So what is the comparator interface? Comparator interface In Java 8, it is made more powerful, but before that, it is giving you flexibility to have multiple fields for sorting. That's the main advantage of comparator interface. So let me find that example, then I can show you. Movie is comparable, so let me delete it from here. It is not needed. Demo also not needed. Employee, yeah, employee is needed. It is eatable. Table is a demo of an anonymous class, so it is needed. Just sorting. A student class. Student class is comparable, I believe. Comparable. So it is not needed a student class. Here, let me delete it. So now all examples I have of comparator interfaces, right? The comparator interface provides you flexibility to sort on any particular field. So consider that I have this class. So this class is employee class. You can see here. If you see here, earlier example, movie class. So when you have the comparator interface, what it was saying here, to implement on the particular class and give the data type. So that was the mandatory thing. Means the class has to be modified, which wants a particular sorting order. But in the case of comparator, it's not necessary. Okay. So you see here, I have an employee class. I have an employee class which is having 3 fields. Couple of things are mandatory for using comparator interface that you will see. So for all the fields, means the fields which you want for sorting, not all the fields. For those fields you want the sorting uh, technique to be applied. For that, you need to prepare the getters. Suppose that I want the getters like sorting on employee number. So I have prepared the getter methods on employee number. So for name also I want. So for name also I have applied. So for age also I have applied. So consider that how many fields you have, like 10 fields you have, and you want the sorting on the 5 fields. So no need to have getters for all the fields. You can just apply the sort. At least it's a mandatory thing. Those fields you have to apply or design the getter methods. So getter methods are mandatory. Constructor is mandatory, like if you have to initialize the value, so you will have a constructor. Now we have a default constructor as well. After that, this class is finished. You see here, the name of the class is employee. Now see here, it is saying that in the use when you are using comparator interface, comparator, so you don't need to modify the original class. What you can do, instead of modifying original class, you can design multiple classes for different fields. If you have one field, you can go and design one class. If you have 10 fields, you can go and design 10 classes and you can write the sorting logic over there. So consider that I want to design on employee number or name or age. Any field you can pick. So you can see here, this is the age comparator I have defined here. So for each what I have written a separate class. Some way it is defining that how you are going to use it. So I have a comparator interface I implemented where I am implemented on the separate class, not on the original class. You can see here. This is the employee class. So for employee only, I'm going to use comparator interface, but it's the name of this class is a different class. It's not the original class I'm modifying. Hence, there was already one class and I am designing a separate class. So not to make you confused, I will take this class and put it in a separate file. new class, some random name I have given. So let me fix the compilation error. And if I go there, that's put private, it is the private variable. So it is saying that private variables you cannot access outside the class. So what I will do here, I will use the getters method. Since I already have the getters method, so I will use getters method. Basically for integer, you don't need to write this logic. I tell you, I will just write this logic. Let me comment this part. Just one liner. Return E1, because you see here, there are two employee type objects. The first is E1 dot get is minus E2 dot get is. That's it. I don't need to write so many logics here. So let me delete this logic. Just a one liner thing I have created. So you can see here, this is not modifying the original class. In the case of what you call comparable, there was only one class allowed and the one field allowed. But in the case of comparator, the difference is that you are defining that which data type it is going to take and modify, but there the class name is different. So original class remains unchanged. So this is one. Suppose that for second field is employee number. So I will go and just design for employee number. So let me copy this and paste. Employee number comparator. I will give the name like this. This is employee number comparator. And here I have to use this method, employee number. That's it. The employee number is also integer type, so no problem. I will just use the same logic. And third one is name. Okay. So I will just copy this, paste it. EMP name comparator. This is the EMP name comparator, but since it is not an integer value, so what I have to do, I have to use compare to method of the string class. Name of the method is get name. I will go there. Get name dot compare to and pass here E2 dot get name. Now you can see here it is ready for implementation. So I have a employee name comparator, employee number comparator, or employee age comparator. So let me put EMP so that not to confuse. So now I have everything ready. You see here. So for three fields, I have three different classes ready. Okay, and all will be working on the same data type. You see your employee. This is also an employee. This is also employee. Earlier at a time, it was just restricting me that only one class and one sorting is compared to method will be in that particular class. But now we have a separate class for separate field. So suppose that a class is having 10 fields and you want to do some sorting on all the 10 fields. during some time. So you can just design 10 other classes and then you can go and modify. So I will just delete this code because now I don't need this code here. Because I have separated the classes and all such things. Now I am looking for the implementation where I go and write the implementation. So implementation will be obviously in the main method. So I have to go and come like write the main method. It's not needed. It's a developer one. I don't need this. Yeah, this is employee one, right? So now I can use these things for my purpose. So let me comment this part because these things as of now not needed. I'll come here. You can see here, I have employee table which accepts employee number, name and age. So you can see here, same way I am entering here value. I have created array list of employee. It will only accept employee data and in the add creating new employee object. So instead of creating 4 lines on the top, I just reduce my lines of fonts and just use. One thing I can do here, I will add that to string method. So that is also very much important. Right click. Source. Generate two strings. So for all the fields I want, that's okay. So it's implemented. Now it's almost ready. First, I will add the object and I will show you that it is there. Press out. Array list. Right click. Run as Java application. You can see here, it printing all the values here. You can see. And why it is printing like that? Because of two string methods. Two string method I have just covered in and that's why it is printing like that. So all the 4 values are printed. Now I will use what? Compare. In a simple way. Before sorting, I already show you that what is the order of printing. And then I will show you after sorting. Collections.sort. Come here. Put the array list. And then new the object of the particular class. You can see here. This is having comparator. So what you will do? You will create the object of age and pass it here. And on which data type it is going to work? Employee. In some syntax it is asking. Let me check. Import. Remove type argument. Okay. And when I'm printing after this, it should be sorting after, sorry, as per the what you call age basis. Just the way of designing is different because like comparator interface is allowing you to have multiple fields for sorting. not be what do you call restrict on one field. And one more difference was there, which I forgot to highlight. You see here, here it is compare method and the comparator interface. It was having compare two methods. So that is also one thing you have to highlight interview. Return type they will ask it's an integer value and what it will return you can tell either 0 or positive or negative. Three values it will return. So now I have everything ready and I can show you the execution. You can see here the way of passing. Earlier I was just passing the array list. Now I'm passing the sorting logic, that which class you should use for sorting. So I'm saying that on the basis of age I want to do the sorting. And just after that sorting, it will show you the result. So let me show you run as Java application. You can see here. So you can check whether on the basis of age it is sorted or not. So you can see it's coming as expected. On the basis of age it is sorting. Consider that you want the same program. Now you want on the basis of employee number. You go there, copy here and just change it. I want the sorting on the basis of employee number. And when I'm going to print it, right click. It is sorting on the basis of employee number. It's not sorting. Employee number comparator. Going there. So the logic is itself is written wrong. Name is from here. Test it here. Cut it from here. Test it here. Right click, run as Java application. You can see here the sorting is done on the basis of employee number. So how you are going to implement this, you can check. Now suppose that I will show you all the demos that how I have designed and how I'm going to use it. So this is the name one. Now I want to do the sorting on the basis of name. So I will go there. First, let me copy the name of class over here. Just from here to here, I will just copy. And the name of the class is employee name comparator. It is asking me to import it, should be okay. You can see here, all three are imported as well. One main problem I have done, all the comparator things I have put here. That's what I was thinking, why it is asking me. This is not needed, I will delete it. Hey, what I did, sorry. By mistake deleted the project. I have to reclone it. Let me pause the stop the recording for 2 minutes.
You can pause it as well, I think.
Pause is not there, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, it is there in.
Where it is.
No, I think it is. I mistaken.
It's okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I was just deleting one file and it asked me
Yeah.
wording, but I didn't read it and deleted the project. But I have this project in the cloud, so I will
Yeah.
just clone it. It's okay. But today what we have discussed, I think that code is gone, right? That
Yeah.
is But I have designed that code is wrong. But anyway, it's recorded, so it should be okay.
Yeah,
Let me
that's fine,
first
Rajiv.
clone that project. I will go to the GitHub. Repositories, 10th August. Code. This is the HTTP one. You have to clone this one. Just click here, copy it, and then come here. Project was here itself. See there. Hey, I can see this is here. Okay, project is there. Sorry, I don't need to do anything. Project is there in my computer. I just deleted from the workspace. Means from here it's gone. So let me import it. Okay. Existing project into the workspace. So I deleted from the workspace. It's not deleted from my computer. Browse. I'll go there, C drive, tools, project workspace is there. No problem. Nothing to worry about. Just deleting this file.
Yeah, now right, the WebEx have this pause feature. Maybe this Teams don't have.
Okay, no problem. I was just going through the comparator. All the files are already there. You can see here, and I am working on employee name comparator, employee number comparator, and employee age comparator. 4 files I have, and one is implementation. So implementation part I am having here. You can see here everything is there. No need to worry about. So you see here, this is one way that you can implement multiple fields sorting over there for the same class. So that is the beauty of comparator. But there are other ways. Other ways means this is one way. Okay. So I will show you another way. So let me copy this class and paste it. And this is sorting. I can give the name comparator demo 2. Comparator demo 2. And this is comparator demo 1. What I will do, I will remove the extra codes which I have here, because now I have copy of this just to minimize the things and make you better understanding. So this is 1 and this is 2. So in the 2 part, I don't need this one. Just I don't want this one. Now I will use Java 8 feature. Everything will be almost same, nothing difference like that. The only thing is here, the way of writing is change. You see here. This is the way change over here. Earlier I was writing like this, new employee is comparator. So this was making extra burden for the user to write one additional class, write the logic for that sorting. But now we have a advanced algorithm. This is given in Java 1.8 feature. So that is called comparator interface, and then comparing method they have given. If you go to this method and you check that in which version of Java it was introduced. So it is saying that it was introduced in Java 1.8, and it is a static method, means like now they have given you that not to write complex class and all such things. You don't need to do those things. It reduces your efforts and line of codes as well. It's just asking that use simple class. No need to go and write long codes. This earlier I have designed 3 classes. One I have designed is employee. Each comparator, employee number comparator, employee name comparator. Three classes I have designed. So this was the implementation. I put these examples here. But now I don't need this all. Let me close because this will make you confused. So I'm just closing everything. I just need employee class and the implementation class, how I'm going to implement that. And you see here, this is the comparator interface. Basically, this was not present in earlier version of Java. It was added in Java 1.2. Okay. And there was a comparable interface. Comparator and comparable. Comparable was in Java.lang package. So it is in Java 1.0, I believe. Comparable. No, it is also from the Java 1.2. Okay, both were there, but like the users they have given different way. So version wise there is no difference. Both are introduced in the same version. Now I will come with the comparator because I have to show the demo of the comparator. You see here what are the things present. First look into that outline. So you can see these things they have given and couple of things they have given for Java 1.8. So comparing methods they have given so many comparing methods, overloaded methods. And it has compare method which you have to override and comparable interface was having compare to method. It is very important. That's why I am highlighting this because in the interview, so many times they will ask you to confuse it, which is having compare and which is having compare to. At least name itself is a confusing thing. Comparable comparator. You can just pronounce and see the how confusing is the name. Which one comes when, like how to use when, that is so much confusing. And the method also is the same name, like so much confusing. Compare to and compare. So comparable is having compare to method, comparator is having compare method. Okay. You can see this is the method, equals method is there, reverse method is there. So couple of things they have given, some extra kind of thing to make the use of that. And I'll show you that how to use that. So now coming to the first part, comparing method. So in the comparing method, what we have to do, you have to go to the particular class. So this is the name for which class you want to do the sorting that you have to tell and on which field you have to do the sorting. So that's why I was telling you that getter methods are very important. You have to implement the getter method. So we have three getter methods: get employee number, get employee name, and get employee. You have to just tell the name of method here. So class name, then two colon symbols, then method name. No bracket and nothing is needed. Just class name and method name. You have to just pass here. And once it is done, so you can just test whether it is working or not. So before sorting, this was the output, and after sorting, what is the output? You can check. And since I already have the toString method, I don't need to write for loop because this will automatically do the things, printing things. It will call this method. Okay. Now I'm running this. You can see before sorting and after sorting. On the basis of name, it is sorted on. So let me put a separator. Right click, run as Java application. You can see here on the basis of name, it is sorting. Employee number, name, and age. But if you want to do sorting on some other fields, like let me comment this part or do it like that. Age. So it is sorting on the basis of age. You can see here. If you want to do sorting on third field, you have to just pass the method name, and rest of the things it will automatically take care. This will do the sorting on the basis of employee number. Employee number sorting is coming. Okay. But if you don't want to print in this way, you can just comment this and you can use this way of printing. And this is the user defined way of printing, that I'm just printing number, a name and age, nothing else. You can see here. Number, name and age it is printing, and it is just printed the sorting, whatever the sorting technique we have. Simple. There are several ways of printing. The best way what I have found, that override the toString method and just use object name for printing. That's the best way what I can suggest. Now I'm going to show you reverse sorting. For reverse also, you don't need to go and write the logic, because earlier what you were doing, you were having all the classes and you were going and you can just twist over here, and on the basis of that it was doing the reverse sorting. But due to comparator class, sorry, comparator interface, we have a sorting technique. You can see a reversed. So this method is used, and on the basis of that you can do the sorting. Let me show you the example of this. So on the basis of name, I'm doing the sorting. So first up to here you were already familiar, but after that you have to put a dot and put the reverse. Okay. What it will do? It will do the sorting on the particular field in the reverse order, not the ascending order. But earlier we have to write the logic, but here we don't need to write any logic. We have to just use the ready-made given logics. So you have to just tell on which field you want to sorting, either normal or reverse. So you have to just decide over here. You can check. Let me copy this. Comment this part. This is edit. You can see it is reverse order on the basis of name. Check, can check output. Ajay, Jay, Rai, Vijay. Coming in the reverse sorting order. So this is before sorting and after sorting on the age basis it is saying. So let me show you this example. Cut it from here. This was on the basis of name, and this I'm going to do on the basis of what they call age. So let me comment this part because this is not needed. Is also not needed. So I've just added and printed over here, and after that, what I did before sorting, already I did, so no need of this because this is before sorting. And once you apply the sorting on the basis of age, it is printing. This I removed because I don't need this way of printing. And same thing I will apply one more time, reverse sorting. This out. Just copy this method, reverse, and after that, just put it. The main thing is this one, and after that, you are just applying one more filter. This was doing the sorting on age basis, but this is doing sorting on the age basis in the reverse order. Right click, run as Java application. Reverse sorting age 27, 24, 23, 21. And before it was showing in ascending order. This, and this. And this is the natural order, in which order you have inserted value. Okay. So it is clear to you. And there is one more complex way. Yes, it's up to you how you want to decide. So there are three ways of comparator sorting. One way was the class, separate class you can create. Suppose there are 10 fields, you can create 10 class. There is no restriction. Second way, it is saying that don't create any class. Just use this method, the class name, and use the getter method name. Easiest way. This is the easiest way. And third is the most complex way. Most complex way. If I have time, I can go through that. So the most complex way, it is saying that what you have to do, you have to write anonymous class. Okay. So if you go to the comparator, let me comment it out anywhere we have. Somewhere you will see come down, come down. You can see here, it is saying that comparator. So when you go there, it is saying that it is a functional interface. Functional interface means you can use it as anonymous class. Like consumer you have seen in the past. If you can recollect the things, somewhere I have shown you the demo of consumer interface. So same way we can use comparator interface as an anonymous class, and you can make the use of this for runtime logic writing. It's saying that don't write any logic anywhere, just have the class and write the logic at the runtime on which field you want to do the sorting, and just try to use that. That's the most complex way it is called. I have the code written, I believe. Not written over here. I will find somewhere maybe code has written and I will show you that example. but that is complex as compared to the both two previous ways. The third way is more complex. But just try to understand. If you can understand in one time, it would be a bit easy. But normally people takes time to digest that. I think I have developer class for that, and somewhere the implementation will be there. Comparator to table in simple. Can't have here. Must be there, I think. Need to find the comparator, right? We'll see search file comparator. Search comparator. Linked list demo, comparator demo, demo, comparator, playback, comparator. Yeah, it is here. Advanced comparator demo. So it is having a developer class. So let me copy this and this. I already having, that's what I was saying. Advanced comparator demo I have and developer. I have two classes which I can show you the third way, which is more complex. Or I can say that the three ways are there. This is the most complex way because we have to use the anonymous class. And but basically it's good. Before Java 1.8, people were using this way only. Okay. So you see here, I will just do it side by side so that you can understand it. So I've designed a developer class, means three variables I have. I have the getters method as well. I have a constructor as well and default constructor as well. So here there are no changes. It's simple, means there is no complexity. Okay. But you see here, nowhere I have used comparator interface, nothing like that. And this is the main method. So main method is like something implementation. So what I have designed here, array list I have designed. And I have told that it will be a developer kind of things. So I have added how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 developer I have added. You can see here, and name, salary and age. Name, salary and age. Name, salary and age. Three fields I have created and four variables I have created. So now coming to this part. Comment it. I just want to execute and see whether how the values are being stored. So if you have not overridden the toString method, you have to write for loop. Otherwise, it will not give the appropriate output because it's the custom data type. So it is giving the output like this before sorting. Okay. So there is no field defined by default. Whatever order I have given, in the same order it is stored and same order it is printing. But you want what? You want a sorting technique. Okay. So consider that I am just using the comparator, but a different way. So how to write this? You can see line number 26 to line number 30. Just focus on that. Be focused. What it is saying, that first is result, that is okay. But here, instead of using comparator dot comparable, don't use that. If you don't want to use that, you can design an anonymous class. So how to design anonymous class? New class name, then the data type or restriction, what you want to put, and then this parenthesis open and close, and don't put semicolon. Instead of that, start a curly bracket. You remember, in the consumer interface, I have told you the same way, and there you can go in the comparator interface. You will find there is only one abstract method. See, only one abstract method. One is this and one is equals. So I'm just going to use compare to, and which I'm using for overriding. Come here. So what I'm going to do, this compare method, I'm going to override. So it is accepting two developer type variable, and just rest of the logics are same. Just you can see here, you have to write the logic here only. On which basis you want to do the sorting. So I told that I want to do the sorting on the basis of age. So this logic is designed during runtime in the collections.sort method. You can see here. If you want to make it more simple, you can do in a more easy way. I will show you that part. Take from here to here. Cut it. Come here, paste it. Make it more simple, pass it here like some definition. I move the semicolon. I'm getting compilation error, so you have to put a semicolon. So this is just a way of writing here. So I'm making you more simple so that you can understand it easy. So this is the way of designing what you call it anonymous class. What you have to do, you have to, whatever the existing class is there, just use the same class should be okay. And you override the method, okay, which needs to be overridden. So compare method was there. I overridden here during runtime, and the reference name I passed it over here. So this is the logic you have to write. And no D A double N N A N Y N S. Must. Onymous. Correct one. It is giving compilation. And you can see here. So I'm using collection.sort and just passing this reference, and what the logic is written that will be determined. It will look for this variable, and what the logic we have written, it will do the sorting on that basis. If I'm running this, I can check that this will do the sorting on the basis of age. So let me test it and see. 10, 20, 33, and 55. So consider that one time you have done the sorting on the, what you call it, age basis. Next time you want to do the sorting on different field, like salary or whatever you want. So you can write the same way. Just copy this, come here, This variable is already there. So I'm just using the same variable. So not putting this one because one time I have already given the data type. So second time it will not allow, or let me take another variable. Not to get confused you, just using it in simple way. And just using comp1 here. So this time I'm doing the on which basis? I'm doing on the basis of salary. Okay. And after salary sorting, if I want to print, I can print. It is basis on the solely it is doing sorting. But here you have to write the logic that the mean is after Java 1.8, no one is using these logics because everyone wants some easy way. Okay. So easy way is already there. So why you would like to go with the complex way? So, but you should know this. This is the way because sometimes you will see people are writing code like this. So it will not confuse. Now you are at least having some idea. Oh, this is something anonymous class way of writing the Java things. And this is something on the basis of name. So name I already told you that you have to use compared to method of the string class. Let me copy this and just making it simple so that it will be easy for you. See here, during runtime, I'm going and writing the logic and I'm just using it. Simple. This will do on the sorting on the basis of a name. You can see for the names logic, this is the logic I have written. The first object dot method name dot compare to and the second method get name. That's it. So it will do the comparison and it will do the sorting. So this was something high level things about what do you call it? Comparable and comparator. Okay. So we will see more examples if we can find something good examples tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I think on Monday. And meanwhile, you can go and practice. So there are three ways I have shown you on the comparator interface. Okay. So you go and practice all three ways because among all the three ways, the easiest way is just Java 1.8 feature that I have already shown you. This way.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You can go and practice and like that is the easiest way. But you must know other ways as well because sometime you will see, then you will confuse. Hey, this way we haven't seen. So not like that. You know all the ways and the best way you can go and practice because in the interview, if someone is going to ask you sorting, then at least you should be in the position. Tell you a couple of things like about, yeah, this is the way I know. We can apply this way, we can apply this way, we can apply that way. Anyone has any questions?
No,
No,
Rajiv.
Rajiv.
No, no, Raja.
Then okay, then thank you. Thanks for joining today's session.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajiv.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Have a great weekend.